Good morning, students. I'm Professor Bhumika Parelkar, and I will be teaching you the subject Human Resource Management. Students, let us understand what is human resources. Human resources are associated with people who are working in an organization. We have been studying the concept of 4 M's, out of which one of the M's is considered as men, which is considered to be the most important constituent, or rather, one of the most important unit of running an organization. What is human resource management? It deals with the core functionalities of various types of jobs, detailed positions, its analysis, the development which is related or which is required to develop your staff, that is your employees at various management levels, their compensations, their health, their safety, which includes their gratuity, their provident funds, and the most important part, the relationship between an employee and employer, which is required to be maintained for years together. So HR conducts a bridge between the gap of the employees and the employers related to any issues or problems which can be further taken care by the HR department. It involves in developing, reinforcing, and also adopts the changing culture over the years together. Students, when we were working for the industry, almost before 1.5 to 2 decades ahead, back rather, in that particular time, the culture of an organization was quite different than what it is being adopted today. This subject is definitely going to help you to analyze and understand what are the different systems, the different positions, the different kinds of functions which are coming under the head of HR department. Allow me to share the screen. I'm sure everybody is able to see the screen. So, in this particular subject, we are going to cover 5 different modules. The modules are Framework of Human Resource Management, Human Resource Procurement, HR Planning and Recruitment, Training and Development, and the last one is Compensation. So let's start with our first chapter, that is Human Resource Management. The philosophy, policies, procedures and practices. Understand, students, what does it try to say? The philosophy, that is Over the years, what has been adopted, over the years, what has been considered as a tradition, a mindset, that's philosophy. The policies which are related for the betterment, for the development, for the people who are working in the organization. The procedures, that is, the different functionalities and the practices which are related to the management of the people, that is, the people who are working within the organization. In relation to that, when you are considering all these different parameters, is known as human resource management. It is very well quoted by Wendell French. What is significance of HRM? Why it is important? Significance, importance. Do you think an organization can run without an HR department? Well, it also depends upon the size of the organization. So what is its importance, which brings it here to make us understand that why it is important? Students, it is important because we are going to be a part of that organization, and it is required for us to know that where we will be placed, at what level will we be placed, what are the different policies which will be availed for, what will be the system or the kind of culture that we'll be working upon, the different procedures that we'll have to undergo, and the different kinds of practices which will be assigned to or which will be applicable to us in order to be a part of that organization as a fellow employee. So, in conjunction with significance of HRM, following are the 4 points. The first one is organizational significance. Second, professional significance. Third, social significance. Fourth, national significance. There is a word which says that, according to Jim Collins, great vision without great people is irrelevant. Very true. So, in order to make an organization successful, we do require great people imbibed with great vision so that they can give 100% contribution and lead that particular organization to its apex. The second notification that we are having it in the frame is the hardest challenge being in HR is that sometimes you have to be the lawyer, the judge, and even the hangman, as mentioned by Hassan Chaudhry. Which means sometimes being a lawyer, that is, trying to defend yourself, trying to prove up your viewpoint. Being a judge means trying to understand the situation and find a balance or a way out of it thoughtfully so as to get a win-win situation. And lastly, a hangman, wherein at times you will have to undergo that situation where you will be targeted or you will be considered as the person who was not that potential enough to overcome the situation. So, friends, every time, whenever we are working, we undergo these situations. Down the year line, say after 6 months, 1 year or 2 years, you will be facing all these challenges. So let's throw light upon each and every point related to different parts of significance of HRM. Organizational significance, which talks about how important is HRM or human resource management when it is related to functioning of an organization. How important are the people when they are associated or when they are represented by the organization? When you are carrying out any work, it is a representation from that particular company as a fellow employee who is trying to explain the works which are to be contributed towards your job role. Professional significance is about the mannerism that is expected out of you as a fellow employee towards which you are associated as an employee of that organization. Social significance represents the kind of society that you are leaning upon. And national significance is with relation to the country whom you are representing while crossing the international boundaries. But by overall, what is the main important thing that is required for you to represent as a key ingredient? And that is effective communication. You need to speak correctly yet crisply in order to get the things done or work done. Let's go to the next slide, students. Let's throw light upon the various objectives of HRM in banking and insurance. Here, we will be learning about the different kinds of objectives which will be associated with banking and insurance, but only under the conjunction of human resource management. Further, let me introduce you to the various slides which are associated with your chapter 1. The next we are going to learn about is the functions of HRM, the organization of human resource department, how they are categorized, the role and functions of HR manager in banking and insurance sector, the HRM policies and practices, personnel manual, the difference between or the similarities both between HR management and personnel management, preparation of HRM policies and practices, strategic HRM, globalization and HRM, organizational development, career development, as I explained it to you in the introduction, the role and the significance of human resource manager with reference to different services at different parameters, ethics in HR. That's it. So students, today we learned about the introduction of human resource management and how it influences the working pattern in an organization. We will carry out our further explanation in the next lecture. Thank you.